September 16th, and Mitsishi is the earliest place that changes color in the fall. And it's a little too early. So I'm gonna go check it out really quick. It's late in the afternoon. It's already going on 1. It's 1:45. So I'm just gonna try and zip up there and see what it's like. And let's see how it is. I just want to check out the fall color situation here on Mount Mitsishi. And there's 5 main routes that you can take to get to Mount Mitsishi. Let me just say that I'm taking the shortest and least interesting of the trailheads here. From the gate at the end of the Okusando at Amihari. And the first 2.4 kilometers of this hike is just boring, if relatively quiet walk along a road that is no longer traversable by cars. Go another 1.1 kilometers to the lodge, and then from there you can just zip right up the last half hour or 15 minutes, depending on your pace, to the summit. This was the first place a year ago that I flew my drone when I first bought my drone. And in fact, here is some of the footage I took on the very first flight of my drone, which was almost exactly a year ago. All right, it's 1:30 in the afternoon, late to be starting a hike, but this is a short one, so I just want to zip up and let's see what the situation looks like on top. Off we go. And here we are, 2.5 kilometers later, reaching the real trailhead. So you can see we have just come up here, 2.4 kilometers, and we're about to go another maybe 2 kilometers, 2.1, to the summit. Short little hike. I just saw a killer bee, a suzumebachi, as they're called in Japanese. Did I try to film it? No, I did not. I just walked right by. This flower, lindo, was easy to remember because it means beautiful in Spanish, and isn't it? So I'm here at the Mitsishi Lodge now, and I just received the best compliment that I think I've ever received in my life. I was zipping along the trail. I'm in a rush because I had a late start, and I was hopping from sort of one rock to another over some mud, and I passed an old couple, and the woman said, "Hai, kumo mitai," which means, "Wow, he's fast. He's like a bear." I don't think I've ever been so happy to be compared to a bear in my life. And then at the lodge here, I just met a licensed mountain guide who's one of the people who actually does surveying and makes the maps out here. And he told me that this bell, he doesn't wear one. And he says that he prefers not to wear them because he can't hear them. On the one hand, if no one else is around and you're walking with the bell, without the bell, you can hear all around you. So you can hear movement in the brush and you're more aware if there are any bears. And if there's lots of people moving around anyways, then you don't need the bell because the bears are aware. We talked a little bit about all the bear attacks that have been this year, because there have been a bunch. A fellow was killed by a bear a couple weeks ago in Hachimantai, but he was a fisherman in a river, not a hiker. And then just last week, a woman was on a bicycle, also in Hachimantai, and she bicycled by, I guess, a bear cub, and the mother went and attacked her, and she was hospitalized as well, though she was fine. And he said that, yeah, in neither of those cases, it was hikers on mountain trails. And basically, the bears are aware of hikers on the trails, and they move out of the way first. And so there's hardly ever cases. It's quite rare for a bear to go after you when you're hiking on a trail. So that means good news for those of you who are complaining about the darn bell, because since one of the oldest working pros, he's been a mountain guide for decades, is telling me that I don't need this, I'm gonna take his advice and stop using the bear bell. Yay! It's September 16th, and I'm up here on the summit of Mount Mitsishi. I came up here on a quick reconnaissance mission just to see when the leaves are going to turn red up here, and they have not even started. It's just green around here. And it looks like it's going to be a little late this year. Maybe in 10 days, I'm thinking maybe around the end of this month or the first week of October, which is late for this, because this is usually the first place in all of this island, Honshu, to turn red. But unusual weather, things are changing. Still, it's beautiful up here. I'm the only one on a cloudy Wednesday afternoon. I've actually gotten a handful of inquiries lately, directly through email and through Instagram, to do guiding up here in the mountains. In fact, I have already started. I've started guiding a couple of people just the last couple of weeks that just contacted me directly through Instagram. And so if you can travel to Japan, or you're already in Japan and you want to go hiking with me, hit me up through Instagram or an email directly through this channel, and I appreciate all the little bits of income I can get these days. I do know a lot about the history of this area, going back thousands of years actually, to the Jomon period, through the Emishis that were battling against the Yamato Empire as it fought its way north 1,000 years ago. And so I think when I take you up here, I can share a lot of fun, interesting historical facts and different local stories, as well as teach you about some of the plants if you're interested in that. Yeah, I think you'd have a good time. I think we could have a good time if I took you up here. So if you're able to come and you want me to take you to mountains, it doesn't have to be a crazy hard, difficult one. There's a lot like this one right here, Mount Mitsishi, that are really easy and also quite beautiful. Akita Komagatake is another great one. There's a lot of places, and if you want to challenge, yeah, the grand, glorious volcano, Mount Iwate, we could definitely go up there. So I'm in the process of making a website where I'll put my own sort of personal guide to the various trails up all the mountains around here. That's going to take me a while though, but it's in progress. This is my backyard. You've got to come to Morioka. This is where it's at. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.